let's go ahead. Yeah. All right. In today's stream, where hopefully stuff is set up correctly. Everything except for my chair, apparently. Anyways, the plan for today's stream is going to be to go ahead and continue working through Remnant Zone. We left off in the last stream going ahead and completing Alice and starting work on hearts and diamonds. So the plan will be to go ahead and continue those quest lines. We'll most likely get all the way through hearts, and then most of the way, if not all the way, through spades in this stream. And then next stream we'll probably be finishing up almost the rest of World Wares, and then 2 more streams we should be completely finished. So expected completion time for this Remnant Zone is episode 32, which is actually quite quick, all things considered. But yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and continue working on hearts, which I think is just grabbing more items from here and working on upgrading our antenna. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and continue working through these ghosts. Oh, is my settings accidentally too high? No. Just a second, I need to check something. Alright, I have a feeling... Yep, that would be it. Alright, yeah, I went ahead and closed Steam in another game app that was probably causing a little bit of lag, so hopefully for the rest of the stream we're a little bit less laggy, but, you know, never can be perfect with my PC. It's not the best PC to be gauging quality of a game. That being said, it is probably around average based on what I've seen for Ghost Sim-ish. Or mean, I guess, is probably the better way of phrasing it, because average is probably held up quite a bit by the people playing on like 120 FPS. Anyways, how much more items do I need for this? So, I think we needed still quite a few. Actually, looking at it now, don't even need that many. But what I'm noticing is that we actually need quite a bit more items from previous areas for unlocking the bonus biome, so we'll probably start going ahead and collecting items from all 3 areas that we have access to, instead of just working on this area. So that should hopefully get us some more antenna parts and also get us some items that are needed for unlocking the bonus biome when it comes to that. And I guess while we're here, we might as well grab a mini, or a Remnant Anonymous, just in case we can go ahead and get, just for a bag of it. I mean, this account, our collection isn't massive, so it doesn't matter too much, but it's still nice to have some of these items, for purposes. Oh, that was the one thing I was going to mention. One of the things I've noticed that we are probably going to be missing, is actually going to be unlocking these pet crates. Like, I'm going through the math, and it's actually going to take us quite a bit of time to actually get all the stuff from these pet crates. And since we do need these pet crates to go ahead and move on in Remnant Zone, this might be like the one thing I'm not taking into account with my calculations, is actually going ahead and completing my index for those. So we'll probably need to go ahead and spend some time, either this stream or next stream, or between streams potentially, going ahead and grinding some ecto tokens from main hub or something like that, to go ahead and get some more gems to go ahead and unlock that the stuff in the crate. Obviously, the main issue is going to be the godly. So, depending on how lucky we are, we could end up spending a lot less time on that. But we'll see. Another reason why I probably should be doing bosses is for the actual ectoplasm that we can get from them, since filling up our pack in Remnant Zone is actually taking a little bit of time just due to the lower health of the ghosts. It'll be kind of helpful to go ahead and get full packs from the bosses. Ideally, we'd also sell with something like X-Gum to go ahead and get more, but I don't think right now we're really important to do that. Hello, Ian. Also, I do need to note that for anyone watching in time zones like outside of the US or whatever, it may look like this stream's actually like 45 minutes early. US went through is now in standard time, so we actually gained an hour of time, so it's actually technically 15 minutes late according to my time. But none of you guys should really notice that. But yeah. Sorry if that inconveniences anyone for having it at a different time. I think most of Europe that has daylight saving times is actually going backwards, going forwards. Next week, I think they're offset by 1 week like that, so it should be caught up for anyone that's viewing from those zones. But I feel like there's just so many different time zones that you know, there's tons of you that probably don't even know what I'm talking about with daylight saving time. Also, I'm really confused right now why there's so much lag right now. I would guess that my stream settings are like messed up somehow, but I don't even know. Actually, no, okay. I wouldn't say the stream's running smoothly, but the stream is definitely running smoother than the game is, so Alright, I think item-wise we should be good on the main part of upgrading our antenna, and all we need to do is go ahead and grab enchanted parts. So hopefully we're not too far off from there, and we'll get there pretty quickly. Yeah, overall we'll probably need more items before going ahead and unlocking the bonus bomb anyways, so it doesn't hurt to go ahead and grab a lot more ghosts. You're in for your first rebirth, and you heard there's perks. Which one should you pick? Generally, the best. Well, it depends on like what kind of player you are. For instance, if you're more of a casual player that only like plans on doing this rebirth or 2 rebirths or something like that, you're going to get a lot more mileage just going for some of the permanent perks, like just going for Ghostly Vision and Lucky Eyes or something like that. But ideally, if you're planning on going for more than that rebirth perks, the best plan is to go ahead and make your future rebirths faster so you can go ahead and save time in the long run. In which case, going for Master Hunter first or Ghostly Vision, either one of those, and then the other one. So generally it's Master Hunter, then Ghostly Vision, but going Ghostly Vision, then Master Hunter is going to make a huge difference. To go ahead and speed up rebirths, Master Hunter will go ahead and give you 3 streams from the start, which is just super helpful for collecting ghosts faster, as instead of having to wait for a cooldown between vacuuming ghosts, you can go ahead and just vacuum like 3 at a time from the get-go, which also allows you to go ahead and skip Finsley's quest, which is actually kind of actually it's a much shorter quest now. It used to be a lot longer, so it used to save more time. But yeah, with that said, if you are just going for casual, that is generally just the rebirth strategy for endgame-ish. Since like endgame is in Ghost Simulator's grinding like dozens, if not hundreds, depending on, generally not hundreds, but a few dozen, maybe up to like 30, 40 rebirths to go ahead and grind the gems needed for endgame classifieds. So making sure rebirths are quicker is generally something that's a lot more helpful. Whereas if you're a casual player and only doing a few rebirths, having each rebirth faster doesn't make as much of a difference in the total scheme of things. So yeah, but Ghostly Vision is going to be the safest bet. Master Hunter is the best bet for rebirthing faster, and then yeah, and then once you have all the permanent ones, Master Hunter, Ghostly Vision, and then optionally Lucky Eyes, you would go ahead and go into Tycoons, and then ideally either Remnant Tycoon or Bit Tycoon, but yeah, ideally one of those two for grinding gems. But really the only purpose of that is for the gem grinding potential, so it's debatable on how useful that is for the average player. It's just the ideal working path in terms of actual gem increase, so just what everyone suggests. Or I guess that's just what I would suggest. As I said before, if you're a casual player in Ghost Simulator, there's a lot different stuff that you need to worry about, where it's like the rebirth perk you pick isn't actually as important as you might think it is. Oh, early stream? I forgot about... Yeah. I know. Going into this with the daylight savings, I knew it was going to be a little bit scuffed. Especially since I had less sleep or whatever, just due to the whatever. How far off are we from these antenna parts? We have to be like 2 away. No, we're 9 away. Alright, whatever. We'll burn another loot gum. Anything I missed? No, not really. I've been grinding items just like this for the last little bit. It definitely takes longer if you're not using glitchy loot gum and 2 times item drops to go through this zone, but like honestly it's not even that bad. Like we've been here for, I don't know, 10 minutes doing this, and we're about to get an antenna level. I don't know, 15 minutes per antenna is a long time-ish, but that's still only 150 minutes, just over 2.5 hours for every single upgrade if this is the average, which I'm actually thinking this is pretty close to the average just because they do get easier once you get past the middle of it. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long this takes. With the quest, it's definitely going to take a little bit longer, but yeah. Alright, we just need one more drop for the antenna parts and we are good to go on the antenna upgrade. So yeah, I don't know why these ghosts can clip into rocks. It's kind of funny, but it's also kind of weird. Yeah, I'm fairly sure they do it a week later than the US does, for silly reasons. I mean, the whole concept of it is silly in general, but yeah, so next week it should be back to the normal time for everyone watching from England at least, probably rest of Europe too. I don't know how exactly all the Europe time zones do daylight saving times, but I do know that like England generally is like a week offset from the US for. Alright, let's go ahead and sell with Glitchy Excum. And then see if we can buy anything from the shop. Ideally, I want to buy another pack, although honestly upgrading our vacuum at this point would also be useful. Not at the cost of setting us back a lot of gems though. That being said, we should probably go return to ours, I see, since we did get that quest done. There we go. But yeah, this is the big reason I've been working on diamonds too, or I worked on diamonds to get her caught up to Heart's questline, is because they share quite a bit of the same, or I guess Diamond shares quite a bit of ghost, or has pretty much all the ghost collection quests. So having her at the same time as all these other quests, especially like once we get up to the later areas, is going to be pretty nice, since we, instead of having to do like, in effect, 2 different quests, we're pretty much just doing one quest, since they are just being able to work on them concurrently. Really, I think Jack is arguably going to be the... Actually, no, Blaze... Blaze? Yeah, King is actually going to be somewhat difficult too. I'm looking at the quest we have ahead, and like, we have to go ahead and unbox Godlies. We also have to go ahead and unlock index stuff. So there's going to be quite a bit of gem grinding that I'm going to need to do for Remnant Zone, and might be kind of annoying. Specifically, it's going to be when I need to unbox like one pet from a crate for quests like spades, quests like hearts and queen and stuff, since they'll probably ask me to go ahead and unbox a pet from the pet crates. Alright, that was a ding for Diamond's quest. We'll need to get quite a few more for Hearts quest. I kind of want to go ahead and sell and then really quickly grab the Spades Harbinger for the Ectoplasm. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that now. Sell again with X-Gum and then get back there quickly for the boss. Because you've rebirthed, yeah, this account technically has more Remnant Zone. Yeah, no, same here. I've been rebirthing recently, so I haven't done Remnant Zone in a while, which is kind of annoying because I'm behind on Blaze. But like honestly, that I could care quite a bit less about that pet storage on my main account. There becomes a point where more pet storage isn't actually useful for like unboxing or anything, just because you're the storage of an account is actually pretty laggy, so having more pet storage doesn't actually mean as much as you might want it to. All right, actually, I should have upgraded my package just before doing this, but anyways, that should be 2 good cells of that, which should definitely allow us to go ahead and upgrade our pack. Not twice, unfortunately, but once will be good. Anyways, we'll go ahead and teleport back to Diamond and then finish up the rest of Hearts quest really quick. Shouldn't take too long. Oh yeah, also right now there's a boss or vent rush event going on. So bosses are spawning 2 items quicker, which doesn't actually make too much of a difference for this account because I'm not really worrying about bosses too much. It's not like I'm grinding Yoko or anything like that for rebirth. But it does definitely make a little bit of difference for people who are doing that. Alright. Well, that's surprising. I thought we'd have a lot more hands of cards than that. Whatever. Alright, and now we're gonna have to play catch up with Hearts. But yeah, shouldn't be too much of a deal. Part of me wonders, like, how much different Remnant Zone, or if people would still complain about Remnant Zone, if instead of dropping 2 of each item, Ghost instead dropped, like, 1 of each item at, like, a higher rate or whatever. Let's just assume 2 times higher rate just for consistency. Because, like, part of me is like, huh, would people be fine with that? And then the other part's like, it's the same exact thing, so, they probably would still complain. But, like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you guys be fine with like the drops in Remnant Zone if it was more common but gave you less? Like instead of all these dropping 2, they just each gave 1 or whatever. Or do you guys not even know? Actually, I don't know if too many people in my chat actually ever complain about the items in Remnant Zone, but I do know that's a common complaint. But yeah, the thing is, it's like not even really. I mean, it's kind of bad, but like difficulty-wise, it makes sense for it to be bad. Oh, we're done with hearts. Alright, I'm pretty sure the next quest is going to be unlocking the, nope. Yeah, unlocking access to the Wonder House. Once that one's done, I hope there... isn't any quest for us to go ahead and unbox stuff for pet crates, but I'm fairly sure there is. You're fairly sure it's just the second route? Yeah, I know the second route generally is the worst place for item drops. Like even in Backdoor, that's the case. Main hub, actually main hub's not the case anymore. Main hub is just weird now. I'm just glad people haven't done like the math and realized just how weird main hub is, because the numbers it has are just strange. But yeah, I could definitely see that. But I honestly, it's one of those things where I don't want to touch it until I have an idea on how to exactly balance it. So rates are staying as is until now. That goes with like a lot of stuff in the game. I'd much prefer for it to just stay as is than me to make a half-hearted attempt to patch it or whatever. Anyways, we need 150 of all the items right now. We have 10, 89, and 147. So, yeah, we do need to mainly be focusing on this area, and then just need a few items from the previous areas. So. I noticed I'm getting one basic Boscom per rebirth after exchanging, unlike before. Yeah, I'm sure that's the, such a small change, just one additional basic Boscom. That's all that happened. But no, it's... I mean, I'm pretty biased, but I think it's a pretty good change for the game, to have a lot of that stuff more accessible. I really only... Yeah, okay, I'm done with those items. Hello, Tuber. I just use that on final as they don't have any other Boscoms. Yeah, that's actually probably a good place to use them. I mean, I pretty much... Even on this account, I will use a Boscom on the final boss pretty much no matter what. I don't think there's ever a good reason not to if you have the Boscom. Unless you, like, just forget. Honestly, I'm pretty tired, to be honest, at this point. Or, wow, yeah. You guys can probably tell how tired I am based on, like, what I talk about. Like, if I'm awake, I usually am a lot more interesting. Whereas when I'm tired, I say, who knows what half the time. But yeah, daylight saving times is so whack. Fortunately, I don't have to drive around it because it's actually bad how much worse driving is with the daylight saving times. Similarly, like work productivity, it's hilarious. Nah, no, I don't need a break. I'm just tired as in I didn't get sleep from daylight savings. It's not actually anything to do with like not streamer or whatever. Work-wise, I'm fine. Honestly, it was last stream, the one where I was going to do Minecraft, that I realized, yeah, no, I don't feel like doing it. I am perfectly able to just go ahead and do that whenever I want. Yes, yeah, it is. I think it's definitely weird. I've seen enough people talk about it that it's definitely on my mind that it probably should be fixed at some point. It's just, it's one thing to say it needs to get fixed, and it's another thing to fix it. And I want a good game plan before I go ahead and start tinkering with anything. Mainly when it comes to stuff like, if I make the drops easier, I have to make ghosts harder to vacuum in a sense. I have an idea, I just don't know how easy or hard it is going to be to implement. It's going to take a while, that's for sure. Also, I swear, there's what, like 4 people in this server? No, okay, never mind. Wow, this is a full server. It's very rare that you see a Remnant Zone server full. I'm going to assume that's either because I'm in here or just because it's been open so long that everyone just ended up joining it. But yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, part of it is this like what I'm noticing about the games, like sometimes it's not about like the actual like drop rates or the actual balance of the game. It's more about how people perceive the balance. So even if something's like difficult, if people like perceive it as more fun or easier or whatever, even if it's the same difficulty as something else, people are going to like it better. So it's even if like it's like, oh yeah, it'd be the same drops. There's definitely that psychology thing in mind where it's like, people like it better though this way. But yeah, don't expect changes anytime super soon. It's one of those things that right now with the Easter event coming up, that's going to be probably a lot more difficult than I'm expecting, and I'm expecting to be pretty busy with that for the next like week. But yeah. Are there just some days that your stream gets really laggy? Is this one of those days? Actually, today's stream's been going pretty well, I think. I mean, right at the beginning it was pretty bad, but yeah, there are definitely days that the stream is laggier than other days. Sometimes it's I forgot to turn off a game I have running in the background or something like that. Other days it's just my Wi-Fi decides to be really weird. But yeah, I think today it's running pretty smoothly, so if you're experiencing a lot of buffering, it might be your Wi-Fi. But yeah, there are like most of the time if you guys see lag on my stream, it's generally the game itself, not your guys' end or my stream. It's generally Roblox itself lagging. So Like right now, like FPS. You guys can keep an eye on the FPS and see if it matches about what you guys are seeing on screen. Because if it's saying like 30 FPS, but your stream's running at 5, then yeah, there's probably a little bit of inconsistency. But if it's running like it is right now at 4 FPS, it is 100% me. What laptop am I using? I'm using a Lenovo. It's not a gaming laptop. It is more or less a budget-ish laptop. Specs on it, I mean, it's about what you'd expect from a laptop in terms of specs. It's around 4 or 5 years old, something like that, so. Yeah, it works great for programming. It's just anything like super intensive or anything intensive at all is pretty much a no-go for in terms of actually like running smoothly. Like even when I'm working on Studio, I can have like 2 to 3. If I have 2 to 3 things open in Discord, something's crashing. So, yeah, no worries. Definitely it's going to be better for you guys to do real life stuff than watching a dude stream a Roblox game. Alright, how are we doing in terms of items? 150, we're good on that, I knew that. 97, 104. Alright, cool. About 50 more items from each area. Alright, let's go ahead. So with XCOM again. I'm debating whether I want to start preserving glitchy XCOM, because nah, there's no reason to preserve glitchy XCOM. We have plenty. Alright, is there any available boss? Probably not. Okay, I mean, if it's anything like last year, boss gum isn't going to be actually something that's helpful to grind the event. But yeah, I can't say too much more on the plans. But yeah, good luck with leaderboard grinding. I know getting on those leaderboards can be really, really interesting and difficult. Like, I was doing the math, I think, like 2019, 2020, when I was first playing Ghost Simulator, and I was looking at, like, global leaderboard, and it was like, I would need to spend, like, 100, 200 hours to get onto a global leaderboard. And I decided against it then. Like, there was no reason for me to put that much time into the game to get onto a global leaderboard. Really want that role in Discord? Yeah, of course you do. It's purple. Who wouldn't want that role? It's just a shame. Just a shame that I didn't grind more rebirths. Like, all I needed to get was like 4 times the rebirths, and I would be on that leaderboard. Honestly, I cannot imagine having spent 4 times longer doing rebirths for that. It would be cool, but it would definitely not be a good use of time. In my opinion, for me at least. Yeah, I've started doing them since I became a developer. Actually, I started the update before. I was doing them in the past before that, but it just became like one of those things that like wasn't super helpful. Like, pretty much all that update information is on the wiki anyway, or not on the wiki. In patch notes anyways most of the time. And very rarely is there like new stuff that like a player can actually add to them that other players aren't figuring out on their own. But yeah, as a developer, it's makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, it's going to be one of those things I try to do from now on. I know it's not super helpful. Most people just repatch notes anyways. But worst case scenario, it gives me something to do on Fridays in addition to the update. Oh yeah, wiki. The thing about the wiki, it takes time to get it updated. A lot of the people on it it's one of those things where everyone working on it is kind of volunteering to work on it, so it gets updated whenever they want to update it. Technically speaking, I think anyone can update logs and update information, but it's kind of the way the wiki's structured, it's actually really badly structured for new people to find what they want to find. Like, if I want to go find something, I can easily on the wiki, because I have pretty much designed out what's laid out. But I know for newer players, there's pretty much no way to find what you're looking for. That being said, there's definitely ways I could go ahead and structure it so that more stuff is visible. Like, for instance, I could make it so that like, there's actually a page for the newest update or whatever that has all that content, but even then, I don't even think, like, adding a new page for people to find stuff is going to be even that helpful, just because, like, how would people know to find it? Even if it's in the top navigation, it's not going to be super visible. You once managed to create an entire page? Yeah. No, honestly, if you guys see something missing on the wiki, even if it's, like, a small thing, like, oh, yeah, I don't know a good example. Like, you go to a board page or a pet page and you notice, oh, this thing doesn't show that this is from Pet Crate X or whatever, which is kind of unlikely, but feel free to add that information. Like, it doesn't even need to, like, match the formatting of other pages too much. I mean, it'd be best if it did, but it's not super important, because even like on the wiki, consistency between pages is not a high priority. But yeah, if you want to add stuff, just go ahead and add it. The wiki is more meant to be a community thing than a select group of people editing it, so yeah. Next Ghost Symbol update should be a revamp to Ghost World. Unfortunately, no. Ghost World's kind of somewhere in the near future, but it's not going to be a while. It's going to be a while, unfortunately. Next update is almost certainly Easter, based on the fact that is, like, Easter holiday is coming out soon. Yeah, I'm fine just so. Let's go ahead and upgrade our vacuum. I don't think we can upgrade her. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. But yeah, it's most likely going to be Easter. Easter is going to take quite a bit more time than, like, a normal update in some respects, so, yeah. No, most likely classifieds won't be added to future crafting recipes. I mean, it's not a bad idea, I'm not against it, but I just think it's kind of a cheap way to do it. But yeah, I can definitely agree. Ghost World's a mess. I've known it's a mess since, like, really Rebirths were added, I guess. Like, before Rebirths were added, it was fine for it to be a mess, since people only had to do it once. And it was kind of, oh yeah, this is how you progress through the game. You just have to figure it out. But now with Rebirths, it's one of those things where people are going through it quite a bit for, like, older players, whereas newer players are just getting stuck there. So it's kind of a annoying filter. I think one of the simple things I could do is add a little bit of description to, like, all the items, like, that just tell people where it's obtained from, and then have that viewable in, like, the antenna upgrade, so people would be like, oh yeah, I get this data link from Gatekeeper. All right, now who is Gatekeeper? And so they have to just find Gatekeeper instead of trying to figure out where data link comes from, which is going to be a lot better, but still pretty bad in terms of game design organization. Hello. All right, 150, 192. Why did I grind 192 hand of cards? Anyways, shouldn't need too much more of these. How is this same person still grinding in here? They've been in here for so long. What are they even grinding? I guess maybe they're grinding clubs? No, that doesn't even make sense. Niche shows that I've been watching recently? No. Generally when I'm watching stuff, I generally watch YouTube. Which, you know, kind of makes sense. And if you're wondering what I watch on YouTube, it's generally going to be stuff like puzzle videos, other interesting videos, game stuff, or news. I'm watching an unhealthy amount of news on YouTube, which is great in some respects, really bad in others. Yeah, I do not understand how someone's in that zone for that long. Will Ghost Simulator have unique updates like space again? Hopefully. Right now, quite a bit of it is working on the main part of the game before, like, events. Like... Yeah. Easter this year is only going to be, I think, 2 updates long is what we have planned. Yeah, I'm fine sharing that. I think last year it was 3 weeks. Actually, no. Last year I think it was 2 weeks. Just. Anyways, generally I'd like to make the base game is quite a bit better before worrying too much about events. But yeah, I like the idea of having stuff like Space Event, Atlantis Event, Dinosaur Event, cool stuff like that. It's just one of those things that's kind of events are difficult to make, and so like the fact that we already have 3 events that are going to be happening each year, adding a 4th is arguably a bad idea in terms of like giving us time to actually do permanent stuff like new content or other things. That should actually be enough star crystals, funny enough. That is. I just noticed I was getting a really large amount of star crystals. Anyways, there we go. Unlock that to return 2 hearts. But yeah, most likely no, but there's still going to be the regular events where we have Easter, Christmas, Halloween. Anniversary is going to be something. Okay, that's probably a bug. I don't really care though, to be honest. Hello, anyone who is in game and not said hi. I have no idea if you're in stream, but actually, I have 99 messages up here. Okay. Caps lock. Okay, does anyone know a good route for, actually, I'm not asking this because I'll use it. I'm asking this because I'm actually kind of curious. Does anyone actually use a route for, the Wonder House, or do you guys all just hamster through random doorways like me? Oh, there's ghosts up there. Because pretty much the entire time I'm in here, I'm just going through whatever door is the nearest, grabbing as many ghosts as possible, and then continuing. I think yeah, the wiki has information on this, but I'm curious if you guys just hamster like I do, or if any of you guys actually have a good method for going through here. Again, I'm not going to be using it. I'm going to continue hamstering. Hamstering is literally the only thing I know. The first like, I don't know, 4 times I solved the void puzzle. Okay, I should not have used scum. Whatever. But yeah, the puzzle in the void for fighting Bossbo. I just hamstered my way through that thing. Like, no question about trying to figure out a method to it. I just ran in circles until it's solved. Which, looking back, I have no idea how I managed to go ahead and solve it for the first time. Like, the second time I knew generally what I needed to do. The second time through, I was... Or, the first time through, I had literally no idea what I was doing. I was just clicking levers as I found them, which somehow allowed me to solve it. With how that puzzle worked the first time, I have no idea how that worked, because the actual solution to that puzzle required you to unflick a lever, and then flick it back on or whatnot. It was... Alright. And so, it was just kind of weird. But yeah. Oh, but here we go. We have a gem chest, which will give us a total of, like, 2 million gems. Yeah. Woohoo. It's actually funny. I'm getting a notice. Actually, no, that's probably from quests. I was about to say, I'm getting a noticeable amount of gems from ghosts. No, I'm not. I'm getting the noticeable amount of gems from quests. I just go yellow door and then any other door. Yeah, no, yeah. I don't think it's super helpful to even have a strategy for it. It was one of the things I'm curious if anyone actually does think too much about that, because from my experience, I don't think it'd be super helpful, but so sometimes people like to organize better than I do, and actually a lot of times I'm not the most organized person in the world. Oh yeah, those are the doors you don't go through. Cool. I like it when I see a different room, because sometimes I feel like I get stuck in that big room, like, a lot. So when I see a different room like this one, it's kind of nice. And then you get stuck back in here. Actually, I don't know why I'm using loot gum for this. There's really no reason for me to use loot gum, because all it drops is the antenna parts. The interesting thing about this is that actually if you go through like the same door and then you go back through it or whatever, you end up in a different room sometimes. I think there are 2 doors that actually do link back to each other, which is kind of funny. There might be a few more, but like as a whole, it's kind of there's not actually a super big like physical logic to it. It's not like each door links up to each other and they go back, but I mean, it makes sense in that it doesn't make sense with how the Wonder House is organized. Okay, I want that. Allow me up there, thank you. There we go. One more. There we go. Alright, I don't know what all of the rest of Heart's quests are. 200,000 Rem coins, we're good. There we go. Upgrade antenna to level 24. I'm pretty sure Remnant Diamonds is going to be just the Yep. Oh wow, no, those are actual items. Fortunately, that does look like a collect quest instead of a tame quest, so yay. Yeah, actually, that works out perfectly. Well, unless I need... Actually... No, I just need Hand of Cards to upgrade my antenna. Interesting. Alright, loot gum time. Anyways, we're almost hitting the 1 hour mark for grinding. And I think we just have this quest left for hearts. Which is just the items from, or just upgrading our antenna, which shouldn't be too difficult. And then we should be able to start on to spades, so... I think we spent around 30 minutes on hearts last time. So about an hour and 30 minutes for hearts in total once we are so far. I guess it'll probably take us another 30 minutes or so to actually complete the quest. But Alright, almost done with the first area of items. I know it's technically not efficient to do them one area at a time. You technically want to alternate areas. But it is nice just to get one area completely done with so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And then move on to the next and on to the next and whatnot. That being said, it doesn't look like we are actually getting the drop we need for it, so... yeah. Alright, there we go. It's probably most important for us to have grabbed like hands of cards, to be honest, just because we're going to need quite a bit of those for upgrading our antenna in addition to this. Fortunately, I think with this quest, with it being more of a collect quest than an obtain quest, despite the wording of it, it shouldn't actually take the 50 hands of cards that we get. Just since we started with 0 of it and we had stuff in our inventory to start with, it should be fine for us to actually just keep on working for it even once we turn in this 50 hands of card quest. And yeah, we should be plenty good. I think we probably already are there. Yes, an enchanted antenna part, so that's not going to be our limiting factor for upgrading our antenna. It's going to be the amount of hands of cards we get. There we go. Just hand of cards left. We need about 100, I think, more of these before we can upgrade our antenna, so it's going to be a little bit of a grind. Probably going to take us 12 minutes or so. So around 11 o'clock for me, whatever time it is for you guys. I think once we're done with Hearts quest, or actually maybe even if we get a unboxed quest, I want to go ahead and really quick, or maybe not even really quickly, but go ahead and spend some time going ahead and getting the all of Pet Crate 13 indexed, so I can go ahead and alright, 165, we have 92, so we need 70 more. So I can go ahead and unbox any more crates if I need to, for stuff like diamond, or hearts. We most likely will need to go ahead and get it anyways for Hearts quest, but if we don't actually find that specific quest for Hearts, I want to do it in advance of getting to Spades, because I know eventually we'll need to go ahead and unbox all of the crates, and since I'm only really allowed to move up one crate if I don't already have it, it's going to be best for me to go ahead and just have that already done before we get there, because it's going to take a while. Honestly, I don't even know with 26 million gems if that's going to be enough, because the crate costs 550,000, so we can unbox to 40 crates or so, 45 crates. A little bit more than that, but we're pretty much going to need to be running the best luck gum we have. I think we have a little bit of glitchy lucky gum left, so we're going to use that, and then hope for the best. Honestly, we should probably just go grab more gems in advance, get like something like 50 million or 100 million or something like that from like backdoor or something, just for a little bit better chance at actually getting what we need, because we do need to get quite a bit of stuff from that crate. The thing is, like, even those pet crates, like, before, like, that pet crate thing was really mainly making it so that we can... Actually, we have crate keys. No, we'll be needing to use those crate keys on later pet crates. But yeah, mainly that rule was right at the beginning was for making it so that we couldn't skip pet stats. But now, like, those pet crates aren't even going to be good stat-wise. It's just going to be something that we need for like quests and stuff. So it's definitely that rule has changed a little bit since we started this account. Definitely gone from a thing where, oh yeah, this rule prevents us from getting overpowered stats too fast, to, oh, this rule actually makes it slower to go ahead and progress quest-wise. But Alright, we're gonna go ahead and grab this boss for some more ectoplasm really quick, because that's going to be helpful. It'll probably actually allow us to go ahead and upgrade our vacuum, or pack, I guess. We don't need to upgrade our vacuum. But yeah, upgrading vacuums and packs isn't as important in Remnant Zone, so it's not one of those things where we're falling behind because we aren't focusing on this. It's just one of those things that it's nice to do every once in a while. It allows us to fill up a little bit better, and also for stuff like quests, or stuff like bosses. That was the word I was looking for. It allows us to fill up more at a time, which will help in the long run too, which is compounding effect. Yeah, there we go. Done with Dino. We'll go ahead and sell. XM still running, and we should have enough. No, we are still slightly short of being able to buy the next pack, but we should be able to afford it next time I sell, regardless of whether or not I'm using XM. So that's helpful. Alright, that being said, where are we on items? 142 out of 195, so about 50 more items. That does remind me, there is one thing I want to do at some point on this account, and that's like get all the unlockable birds, but that might be a while before we actually start working on all that stuff, because right now we're mainly working on the progression, but once I get maxed out in Remnant Zone, done with all the quests, I kind of want to see how close we can get to 100% on this account, because in theory we could get technically 100% on this account, this rebirth. It would take quite a bit of grinding, especially when it comes to the mega boss stuff, because we would need to afford 4 different mythicals, which I think is probably around a few hundred hours of grinding, along with like buying all the unlockable boards, which is a few billion gems worth. It's not cheap if I wanted to do that, but it's an idea of mine to go ahead and try. Oh, we didn't need 100. I thought we needed 100. No, we need 165. 195. Perfect. There we go. I think the next quest, it might just be items. Yeah, it looks like it is just items. So we'll go ahead and finish this quest really quick. And then I want to go ahead and finish up the index for Pet Crate 13, just so I have it done. Because yeah, without it, without that, it's starting to get kind of annoying to go ahead and actually do more of this quest. So let's go really quick, finish up this quest, and then we'll move on to unboxing index for Pet Crate 13. We might need to go ahead and take a small break to grind some stuff from Backdoor for that. I think Backdoor is probably the best place for us to be grinding gems at this point. That might even require us to go do a boss bow a few times just for the void sets. There we go. Done with hearts. Hello. Alright, I don't believe either of those are helpful. Or I don't believe that pet is helpful stat-wise. Actually, it might be. No, the question is, do I want to swap to it? Because this unstable is already at level 12. Ah, so many questions. Yeah, the real question is, do we get a stat pet better than these before Viva La Beau becomes better than unstable? I don't actually think we do. But yeah, that might be a small mistake. We'll go ahead and sell, upgrade our pack. Then we're going to go head over to Void to go ahead and get the Void set. And then we're going to go ahead and go to Backdoor to go ahead and grind some gems. Because right now I want to go ahead and unbox Pet Crate 13 to go ahead and get all this stuff from it. Mainly the Godly, but technically we do need to complete the entire index. With the idea of being able to at least finally move on to the next one. So we're going to go ahead, go to Backdoor, and solve that up. I think you should use Viva La Beau. Yeah, technically it has better base stats. The thing is, it might take a while for it to actually become better than that. I think it's probably around level 5 or 6 or whatever it'll get better. But at that point, if we have like a stat pet that's better than that, it's kind of actually it was a misplay, but for now it's fine. Alright, no, I was going to Void, not Backdoor. Alright, let's go to Void really quick. I might need to go, or I probably need to go ahead and defeat Bo again, to go ahead and get the, another crate key, or another crown key, to go ahead and buy the other part of the Void set. I think I only have one crown key at the moment, but yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, the Unstable is already at level 12. So even though Godly's is easier to level up than the Mythical, it isn't about how, there's already a huge level difference, so the levels up are, it's more of a question about when I get the next better pet stat, which I don't think's anytime soon. Alright, now the question is, how many, crown keys do I have? I do believe these are mythicals or classifieds. Yeah, we have one crown key, it's a corrupted. So we need to go do Bow Boss. Fortunately, this is literally just a 2.5 minute auto expedition, but whatever. No, the challenge definitely outlaws like trading, game passes, all that fun stuff that you'd want to go ahead and cheese with. The thing is, at this point in the time, trading isn't actually super useful for me. Right at the beginning, it would have been helpful for pets, but now that I have a decent set of pets, and I'm working on Remnant Zone, the main difficulty is actually literally just items. So the only thing that trading would help with would be trading for like glitchy loot gum or something like that. Which, again, it isn't allowed, but that is the only thing that could actually be useful with that. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. Then we're going to go buy the Void set, and then check out Backdoor to see if we can't go ahead and grind a few million gems there really quick to help with that. I think the goal is probably going to get around 50 million gems or so. I think that's going to be a good milestone. That's going to be around 100 crates. Which isn't guaranteed. I think with 2.75 times luck from a glitchy Lucky Gum, it's right at that 100. One in 100 chance for a godly, so we will need a little bit of luck, not an insane amount of luck to actually go ahead and do that. Right now, though, we are just going to complain about the lag in bosses, and while shooting at like a quarter of the rate that we should be. All right, there we go. Because yeah, look how much faster we're shooting now that we aren't lagging in the game. It's kind of absurd. I know there's ways to code it. I just don't want to worry about Mega Boss at this point. It's a pain enough for everything else. It's actually pretty hard, though, to lose Boss Bow. It just takes us a little bit more time if we're laggy. Crown key, now we go ahead and buy that void set. And the reason I'm doing this is for grinding the back door. Otherwise I wouldn't be. Oh yeah, and we get 60,000 gems for completing Boss Bow. Alright, buy pack. Buy back. And we head back to back door. A bonus to this is we're going to get a little bit of gems, or a little bit of gum. I haven't completely decided whether I should. Actually, I'm going to go check real quick. If there's someone else already in these areas, like a lot of ghosts are gone or something like that, we're going to swap over to a private server. But yeah, looking at it, doesn't look like too many people are grinding in here, so it's not going to be too big of an issue. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's go ahead and start with a glitchy XM. I want to see how much gems I do actually get from all this. Once I'm done with this, we'll probably switch back to using like basic loot gum or glitchy loot gum or something like that, just for the gum stonks, so I can actually afford to use stuff like glitchy X gum continuously. So I'll have more of that. But yeah, for now, I just want to see what this is like for terms of gem grinding potential. I guess I didn't keep track of where I started with, but it's looking like it's going to be a decent amount of gems just continuously, even with like out an X gum or whatever. But yeah, right now, generally, I'd be looking at trying to get a... to cycle in this minute or 2-minute timer, but it looks like right now we are going to be able to do exactly a 1 cycle in a 2-minute timer just due to lag. Off stream, this would be so much better. Honestly, I probably will be between this episode and next episode, do like an hour or 2 hours of off stream gum grinding specifically, maybe also some gem grinding in backdoor just for all the stuff that is helpful. But yeah. Alright, we should still be able to go ahead and do another overcharge in Agents HQ, so it shouldn't be too bad of a cycle for gems at least. Yeah, I just started that overcharge a long time ago, but apparently it didn't work. Now you started work. Okay, whatever. I want to go see how much gems this is, and then I think I'll do it again one more time. Yeah, okay. 2 million. It's probably around 1 million gems per minute or so on average, assuming I actually get like the correct lines or whatever. Since I had some gems to start with. I think just to test, we'll go ahead and use a basic loot gum. And then I'll switch over to glitchy loot gum for actually grinding gums. This is more to test the gems than to test the amount of gums I get. Charge, or did I forget to charge? I guess a little bit is probably also it's not one-shotting ghosts. I know when I'm playing on my main account, I actually do one-shot all the ghosts now. Which makes it a lot easier to grind in some respects, but yeah. Alright, let's see how many gems we got. It's looking like around a... Okay, 375. Yeah, so that's going to be around 1.5 million gems per so with Glitchy X Gum, which we should be able to make profit with. We do no longer need... items from here, so I can go ahead and max all these into here so I can get them back. That being said, we don't actually have that many. Alright, 54 gum. 9 glitchy loot gum, perfect. And yeah, we should just be able to do a few cycles. As I said, I want to get up to around 50 million, so that's going to take us roughly way too long. Um, 1.5 million. 2 minutes. I don't know, about 20 minutes in a private server, assuming we can. Yeah, since there are a few people here, I guess they aren't really in the way too much, but yeah, they aren't too much in the way. Yeah, this is getting boring. Alright, oh, I'd have to do that like 3 or 4 more times at least. I really should do that a few more times. I'm getting kind of bored of it already. I don't know why, but probably does not help that I'm lagging literally the entire time, which is kind of annoying all the time. I guess I can try a little bit longer. Yeah, I'll use another gum, see where I'm at. I might even want to use a glitchy loot gum again, just to see if I can get a little bit more glitchy loot gum. And then we'll go ahead and convert that. Yep, bye. Might be a shorter stream than usual. Alright. Another 1,000,000 gems or so. Alright. I kind of want to do one run with Glitchy Loot Gum just to see where that puts us at, item-wise. But yeah, this is sort of the run I like to do with Gum. This one's working quite a bit better than the other one. I mean, ideally you'd go grab all the areas, but I think with the lower vacuum rate, it's not really realistically possible. So we're going to stick to like a half run of areas. Fortunately, we are able to just grab all like the better ghosts, so it's not as much worse as it would be, but definitely between lag and a lower vacuum rate, it's a little bit different than on what I'm used to rat-wise. All right. Yeah, let's go see what we have gum-wise. And then hopefully we can get it with, technically with 32 million gems, we don't have enough to get like a guarantee on getting the godly, but should be close enough. 2 glitchy loot gum. Alright. Anyways, let's go ahead back to Remnant Zone and see if we can't get a Pickles, what's it called? Mr. Pickles, I think. Yeah, that's going to be the plan, I think. Of course, we join in immediately. People are unboxing pickles. Anyways, yeah, with this amount of gems, we don't have a high chance of doing it. We will go ahead and use a glitchy lucky gum to go ahead and at least increase our chances a small bit. But yeah, most likely we aren't going to actually get this. And then we're going to go ahead and start on Spades Quest. Hopefully we're able to go ahead and get quite a bit of spades done. I don't actually know exactly how much we are going to, though. Let's see. Oh, I should clean up my pet inventory a little bit, because right now it's kind of a mess. Bubbles, I think I can delete. Wilson's will keep. Digit can go. Nutri Chunks will keep. Pickle Jars will go. Let's keep all the foxes, I think, in case we need more stuff for pet leveling. I think we should be fine to delete. I'll go do one more lap, just make sure I'm not deleting anything silly. Yeah, looks like we are good to go ahead and delete this. 110 pets. That just helps us clean up our inventory a little bit better, so we have more unboxing time. I'll have my auto clicker open. There it is. Just in case, I don't think I'm going to use it to start off with, but just in case later I want to go ahead and use it. Actually, let's go ahead and lock all these foxes really quick. All right. Fox. All right. With that, let's go ahead. 2.75 times luck. 1.1% chance at a godly, so we need to open about 100 crates. I think I have auto deletes common off. I probably should have checked this. All right. Oh, we got the legendary already. Yeah, that was a little bit of auto clicker. I realized how long this would take. That was like 5 or 7 boxes or something. Oh, that was a lot more than 5 or 7 boxes. Anyways, yeah, we're basically looking to see if we can get a red message in chat. But yeah, there wasn't like 100% chance of getting us. I just wanted to go ahead and do this really quick. I think we have everything other than Godly at this point. So we'll go ahead and go until we get a or run out of gems, I guess. But yeah, it's looking like we aren't going to end up getting a Pickles Jr. Two in a row. Alright, that's all our gems. No Pickles Jr. Technically, if we need to... Actually, what is our index looking like for that? Lag. Yeah, okay. We are just missing Pickles Jr. for that. I'll probably be doing some grinding off stream for that. But for now, I think we'll go ahead and move on to working on Spade's questline. Let's go ahead and equip our vacuum, or our pack and our vacuum from this world. And yeah, and then work on that quest a little bit more. Alright, there we go. Go ahead over and talk to Spades, I guess. Morning, Spades, Trader, lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright, Alright, let's go unequip that and go back to the basic loot gun in that spot. Before I go ahead and waste a lucky gum on accident. That's probably Diamond's quest going in and completing. We aren't going to worry too much about that one. Probably just going until I complete this quest. Actually, we're probably going to go until I hit that unbox from Pet Crate, like 15 quests that I think exists in this, which we can't actually complete yet, since index reasons. If we don't actually end up hitting that, then we'll probably just go until we run out of time for the stream, which might be sooner than usual, just because I don't know, stream's not exciting as sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not even worth it to use some of those gums. Alright, let's go grab the floppy ghost, then we'll turn in Diamond's Quest. Oh, that's the wrong area. Floppy ghosts. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, any pet crate? Alright, cool. I really thought this quest would be a pet crate 17. Or 17. 15. we aren't quite to pet crate 17 yet. But yeah, pet crate 15, but if it is just any pet crate, we should be good for it. Should just be able to go ahead and get here, and unlock a Pickles Jr., just like that. No, it's not going to be Pickles Jr. But yeah, now we need to upgrade to level 25. We'll probably just continue using basic, loot gun like we have for a while. Honestly, we might be able to get about halfway through Spades. Yeah, it's probably worth it to start using glitchy loot gun. We literally just need items, so... Alright. Yeah, upgrading this antenna is going to take a little bit of time. I'm thinking once I get this antenna upgrade, I'm probably going to end the stream for today. I think with it being daylight savings ending or whatever, that It doesn't make too much sense for me to go ahead and stay too long. Will the series end when you have done 100% of the game? I don't know yet. Honestly, I'm surprised it's lasted this long. But I think once I get maxed out with like all the quests, there's a few ideas I have. I can either try to 100% the game. Actually, I can't 100% the game. Actually, I can because of the overcharge glitch. I might either try to get as close to 100% as I can, which might be like 98% or something like that. Or I'll go ahead and start rebirthing and then showing how switching over from like a hard mode account to just a free-to-play account as on this rules-wise, where I don't have to like complete every quest. I don't have to like do a lot of the rules that are like holding me back from like doing like major rebirth grinds or whatever. To see how, like if I can get like classifieds, see how good pet stats I can get, all this stuff that a lot of free-to-play players might want to do, just to kind of show how it can be done. But yeah. As for what exactly will happen, I haven't really decided yet, but those are just some of the ideas I'm having at the moment for what to do. But yeah, up until we complete all the quests, it should be working as is. I just don't know once I do complete all the quests what the plan will be. How will you not get 100% game? So I'm talking about this game completion percent here, which right now I'm at 72%. And the reason why I won't be getting up to 100% is that it requires stuff from the pets and board indexes in the journal that are really obnoxious to get as a free-to-play that I haven't even got on my main account. For instance, it will require all of these, which I don't have on this account, and would be a pain to grind for since they are all boss stuff. It would require this mythical, it would require this mythical, and it would require both those board mythicals from those. So that'd be around 1,000 bosses that I'd have to do, just for all those mythicals. Which at a like 7-8 minutes per boss or whatever is just like hundreds of hours for 100%. So it's going to be more like a 98-99%, somewhere along there, depending on like all the hard stuff that I don't even plan on getting on my main account, that I'm definitely not getting on here, that will be missed. Yeah, but like the thing about this account is that trades are disabled. I'm not going to ever trade on this account, ever. Even once like hard mode account rules are lifted, I don't think I'm going to allow trading on this account. Otherwise, it just breaks like the purpose of the account. Also, there's literally nothing I have on this account that would be worth trading for one of those mythicals. Yes, I definitely think getting classifieds would be interesting. At some point, I kind of want to just get for like Rainwave or something simple like Wild is. But I think definitely at the end, I might even want to go for like something like Cosmic Wing. Nothing super crazy like Mushy. But something like Cosmic Ring that's useful stat-wise, that's kind of cool to have. I don't know. We'll see. The thing is, I want to play through this account first, complete the game, and then I'll see about anything else I want to do, because those are two entirely different stories. Also, I think, yeah, we're almost at the 99-day timer limit for that. No, Dev Classifieds is definitely one of the worst things for me to try on this account. It really, like, grinding for a Dev Classified really depends on having the 2x drops game pass and the 2x boss drops game pass, as that'll allow you to grind boss gum and then grind the boss with the boss gum for 2x faster. It's like, it's 3 times slower without both those, which is like a really bad disadvantage since it's already super slow. For reference, on my main account with both those game passes, the only time I have gotten Dev Classifieds was when I grinded during 2x drops events, which were absolutely broken for it. Which was basically a 9x advantage on this account for getting a Dev Classified. And seeing how I didn't even get, I didn't even get I got 2 Dev Classifieds with like over 3 double luck weekends. It would probably take me around 20 weekends or so of grinding, the same amount I did on those double weekends on this account to go ahead and actually legitimately get one of those Dev Classifieds on this account. Stuff down would be hard for gems. Gems are actually pretty easy. Especially if I just go for something like something like Rainwave would be really easy. But even like Cosmic Ring, that's 3 billion gems I need. I mean, I was just doing the grinding and it was about 1.5 million, assuming I'm doing this grinding off stream for gems, per 2 minutes. Which yeah, it's not close to 28, but like, it's also not that far off. Actually, no, that 3 billion, it's around 6 billion for Cosmic Ring. Since I don't have 2x luck. Yeah, okay. But I can also get better pet stats too at some point. For instance, I'm going to be able to get up to... I am going to be getting a Glitchy Ghost from King, which is going to be pretty good pet stats. I can additionally, if I want to, grind for some stuff like the Mini Anonymous, Mini Dino, all this stuff. I mean, I already have a few loot bags, so it might not even be that bad. But I could even go grind for some more of those specifically. Or go for something like a lucky loot bag too. So I have all those options for actually getting better pet stats. But yeah, we'll see. If you use the code 2 years, there's a decent pet stat that you can get for free from that. That is... You are required to join the Roblox group, but, like, I mean... At this point, anyone who plays Roblox is so used to join Roblox group for stuff that hopefully you guys don't mind too much, but yeah. That is almost certainly going to be one of the best pets that you get from asking for that. What about Divine Stuff? Yeah, actually Divine Stuff is a legitimate, like I've been thinking about it. It's a decent strategy. The thing is, it's technically just straight up worse than getting Tycoons. But it does have the added benefit of like not requiring you to grind for like lucky cats, because the reason why tycoons are better is because it assumes that you get the lucky cat or ghostly vision pets some other way, which is still some time wasted. But yeah, arguably it's just going to be better for me to just get ghostly vision pets than trying to get it. Sorry, I don't add people from YouTube chat or really Discord either. It's one of those things where I don't want to accept one person, not accept a different person, so I just kind of say blanket no for friend requests from there. Same thing with Discord. Discord's more of just no in general, even if not really a reason, but yeah. Alright, how close are we to this upgrade? 146, so we need about 50 more of those clocks. Where do you grind for the best chance of gems for you? For this account, it's going to be most likely, most likely backdoor. Maybe Remnant Zone. I'll have to see when I get up. But yeah, it'll be either the last part of Remnant Zone or the last part of backdoor. Most likely backdoor since I've already got their max. But yeah. I think between this stream and the next stream on next Monday, I'll be doing a little bit of grinding off stream for some gems and some gum and just a lot of stuff from backdoor, just to make the next stream a little bit smoother, since this stream's been so scuffed. But yeah. It won't be an insane amount. It'll be like an hour or two total. Just enough to get Pet Crate 13 completed, and maybe not even a decent stab at Pet Crate 14. But yeah. Will you be grinding on my main anytime soon? I've actually been doing some off-stream grinding for like rebirths. It's been like 2 rebirths over the last like 2 updates. So not a whole lot. But yeah, I have plans to get some stuff on my main account. On my main account, yes. I really do need to get mushies. Honestly, right now I'm running, I think, 2 sandstorms, 2 dev classifieds, and I think 2 divines. It's actually a pretty bad pet team. Most of it is just because I gave away 2 sandstorms at some point in the recently. And part of it's also just I've not been grinding as much. But yeah, at some point I do plan. I'll probably get a full team of like 2 more sandstorms, then work on getting sunspots, and then finally go for mushies. But all that will be most likely after I do complete some rebirths. Because right now I'm at like 5, or I'm at I think 8 rebirths now for Remnant Zone, and I want to get up to 17, since that's kind of the magic number, in my opinion, for rebirths, is 17 about a Tycoon. Technically, you can go for more, but after you get 17 of a Tycoon, it becomes better to alternate Pet Evo with them. So it becomes Tycoon, Pet Evo, Tycoon, Pet Evo after that. But yeah, that's sort of my plan on that account. But yeah, getting 17 rebirths on that account will take a while. It's one of those things that I'm busy with quite a bit of other stuff, so that account has kind of taken the backseat in terms of grinding. No, I don't trade on my main account for pretty obvious reasons. Like, you know, not... Yeah, trading is one of the things I haven't done in a long time on Ghost Simulator. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't trade a dev classified, and definitely not for other gem classifieds. I think gem classifieds, like, they're only going to go down. Actually, that's not necessarily true, but in general, they are just going to go down as people can grind more gems, or more are released and they become worth less. There's not much chance of them actually going back up. Alright. Please don't beg for pets in chat. Like, I understand the want to have better pets, but it gets kind of annoying at some point, so. So after 17 Tycoons, why is it better for Pet Evo? The reason is because at 17 Tycoons, the Pet Evo, like... explain this. Basically, the Pet Evo will multiply all the Tycoons you have. So, like, when you're at only one... Like, let's say you have 0 Tycoons, 0 Pet Evos. Start off with, you have a 1 X multiplier. If you get Pet Evo, it brings it up to 1.05. But if you get a Tycoon, it brings it up to a 1.3, which is quite a bit more than 1.05. But now that you're at 1.3, the 1.05 from Pet Evo will multiply that again. So instead of it being 1.35, it'd be like 1.37 or something like that. Exact numbers vary. I'm not doing the math right now. But basically, every single Tycoon you get makes Pet Evo slightly better in comparison to Pet Evo. In reality, it's actually just making Tycoons worse. But at 17, it makes it so it's a 6. So you have about a 6 times multiplier of Tycoons. Because you have a 510% extra from the Tycoon, plus the 1 base. So it's a 6 times multiplier. At which point, the 1.05 from a Pet Evo is actually a 1.3, since it is multiplied by that 6, whereas Tycoon, again, is still that 1.3. And yeah, that's why it becomes better. And then as you get a Pet Evo, though, it increases this multiplier that's getting multiplied by a little bit, which then makes it better for you to go back to a Tycoon because it's being multiplied by that 1.05 of that Pet Evo. And just becomes better to just alternate between each of those. It's just how the math works out. Honestly, as long as you're getting a mix of Pet Evo and Tycoons after that 17 mark, it doesn't really matter your exact ratio. For instance, if you have, like, I don't know, let's say you go for 40 Tycoons and 20 Pet Evos, the fact that it's not at that perfect 17 plus 1 to 1 isn't actually going to make a difference. It's going to be like a 0.2 multiplier difference, which at that point is like a 1% or less difference. So basically just get Tycoons up till a certain point, which is that around that 17 number. It doesn't really matter exactly where. At which point, just mix in a few Pet Evos, and it will be a decent time for you. Hello, Marco. Wait, can we not upgrade her? We're missing enchanted tenor parts? I thought I had a bunch of those. Yeah. I mean, obviously, ideally, you don't, you only really need one tycoon, but honestly, for rebirths, pretty much just do whatever you feel like you want to do. There's, like, the math-wise, not a huge difference, as long as you have a little bit of each. But yeah, with 40 of each tycoons, yeah, if you go for some like 20, if you go for 30, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, even if you go for 40, I don't even think it makes that big of a difference if you want to have it a nice even 40-40 split. Not a huge difference. But yeah, in an absolute ideal world, it would be that 17 more tycoons than you have Pet Evo. But like the difference between that and then having a clean number is negligible, so you don't really need to worry about it. And honestly, rebirth perks are planned to be reworked at some point. Exact details I am not going to say right now, since they aren't actually confirmed yet. But when that does happen, I'll definitely give people options to respec. So even if you get something you're unhappy with, at some point in the future, I do plan on reworking some stuff so it makes a little bit more sense, more balanced and stuff like that. But yeah, when I do that, there will be an option for people to go ahead and choose better ones, just so no one's complaining like, oh, I chose this, now it's worthless. Maybe not even worthless, just worth a little bit less than what you did when you got it. You have the option to go ahead and switch. Yeah. If you nerf the tycoons, people won't be happy. Actually, no, people will be happy. Okay, maybe not everyone will be happy. But like I was discussing it with people would literally prefer, like the 3 or 4 people that I was questioning, or talking with at the time, people would prefer, tycoons to be a lot less busted, like a 10% multiplier instead of a 30% multiplier, and, it just to apply to all your, currencies. Like, they'd be 100% fine with like the cap of like, oh, grind all of these different, or grind just this one tycoon, to no longer give them such an absurd 30x or 30%, instead just give 10%, but it applies to all the worlds, which would be like a huge nerf to like the maximal gem grinding. But because it's ease of use for everyone, people would actually prefer it for whatever reason. Which I know isn't like everyone. That was like 3 or 4 people that I was talking to at a time. But making the game more balanced, I don't think is something that people, like, in the short term, people will complain. People are going to complain no matter what. But if you make it balanced better, and more systems and whatnot, people are going to be fine with it. Especially if I make, like, other methods useful. Because right now, some people find it boring to go ahead and grind rebirths for gems and stuff. So, if I just give a few more options for like grinding gems, some people might be even more happy. And yeah. I mean, obviously the simple answer is they all get combined into the new Tycoon perk. The more complicated answer is I'd allow people to go ahead and re-choose. Like, these are the ideas that aren't actually 100% confirmed. What I can say is that no matter what I do to rework rebirth perks, if there's a big enough difference, I will allow people, like it will be a pain, but I will allow people to go ahead and look at what rebirth perks they picked and then choose different ones maybe not all of their perks choose a different one, but at least some of their perks allow them to like respec into some better or whatever's better at the time, or whatever they prefer. Of course, all of this, like, this is a far out goal, and none of these details are finalized. I just want to reiterate if I do make huge changes to something, that do like, oh yeah, rebirth perks are different, I will allow people to be like, yeah, okay, rebirth perks are different now, so I would like to re-choose what rebirth perks I get. I think that's a perfectly, I think that would make it fair to everyone and a lot less complaining. But yeah, no, those are just some ideas. I think the actual exact details are going to be much different when the thing actually comes out. But rebirth perks have been broken kind of since they came out. It's more of the broken in the fact that it gives endgame people a, not exponentially, but gives them a gradually easier time progressing, rather than making progression harder and harder. Like, progression just sort of gets easier and easier and easier as you get endgame. That is until you hit that rebirth mark where you just need to get dozens of tycoons or whatever to progress, at which point it just becomes annoying for everyone else, and like there's really only those high-end rebirth grinders that do anything. So having a few more options for grinding gems I think would be nice. And yeah. Where are we on items? Like, okay, 334. We'll be there in a quarter of an hour. Didn't you say something about an auto-clicker rebirth option? Yes, that's an idea. That's to make it fairer for all clients to go ahead and unbox. Remove like the cheese and lag issues with the current unboxing method. Sort of just clean up the game quite a bit. The thing is, the idea is to rework stuff before I release that, so it's going to be a while for that. But yeah, that'd probably come in that update. I have another idea for rebirth perk, but it's a lot more involved to actually add it. So I think I've put it in a suggestions channel before, although it's no longer visible. And I still think it'd be a good idea to add. But yeah, not 100% sure on that rebirth perk. Hello. What's your rebirth option idea? Okay, I do need to say this was a suggestion I suggested over 2 years ago. I like the idea of it, but I don't think it's actually going to ever get added to the game. It's just something that I have chilling in the back of my mind if I ever want. If it ever becomes a question. It's the idea of like, so you know how with like Ghost of Vision, Lucky Eyes, all those permanent ones, you have this ability to go ahead and see boss and stuff. I was thinking, what if you apply that to like a bonus biome? So you have like a bonus biome for like main hub that can only be visited if you have that rebirth perk. And it has higher health ghosts that help grind a little bit more. And same thing for like Ghost World, Backdoor, and Remnant World now. So there's like a bonus biome for bonus biomes or something like that, where it requires like items from the bonus biomes to unlock. And sort of like overall for that world. I think it's a cool idea. I don't like the amount of work it would require to add is a lot. It would require a lot of work to go ahead and add. It's just an idea I had. This is not at all even planned to add to Ghost Simulator. It's just, if I ever want to add a perk, I think that'd be a cool idea if I was going to do it. Unfortunately, it is a lot more work than like adding the auto click one or other rebirth perks in general. And I don't know how easy or hard it would be to balance. So it's like, so some of these stuff I talk about and I say, okay, that's going to be way later in the year. This thing won't even be till next year at like the earliest, and most likely it won't even ever exist. So yeah, don't be like, oh, next update, expecting this. This is like literally, I don't even know if I want to add it. Like, there are some things that I say that I want to add at some point and I just don't have the time for it. This is one that I don't even know if I want to add, and I don't have a good timeline for it, and there's a lot of other important stuff to do first. So yeah. What's the best tips for getting classified? I know there's a video of it. I just want to see your opinion on getting classifieds. I would start with a cheaper classified that you can easily get the gems for. I started with Zing. You can start with Rainwave or something. Just so you kind of have that feel of how you unbox classifieds, how long it's going to take before you go grind gems for it. And then to go get more gems than you need for it, because I guess it's a 50-50 split. I was about to say it's most likely that it takes more than average, but no, it's 50% to take more, 50% to take less than average. But yeah, try to overgrind gems, have like 50 to 100% more gems than you think you'll need on ready. And then yeah, auto clicker, clean up your inventory, lucky gum, grind. It is not a super complicated process, but yeah. No, I really don't like. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool, and I don't think it'd be that broken, but like, there really isn't. I don't like the idea of permanent perks as a like overriding the current perks. I think as it is with the +2 streams works just barely fine enough. If it was one that you could select infinite times, it would just be kind of a meme at that point. Because like there'd be people walking around with 100 with like 10 or 11 streams or whatever. They couldn't use them all. And it would just sort of be a joke to go for that perk after a certain point. No way you're still streaming? Yeah, daylight saving time is being weird, but, anyways, I'll be ending the stream soon. I just need to upgrade my antenna. I realized I did not have the enchanted parts to upgrade, so I got the, the other parts I needed long before I got my enchanted parts, so I'm now just kind of waiting for, like, the last, like, 100 or whatever antenna parts to come rolling in. But yeah, this is a, it's probably once I get this, as I said, once I get this antenna upgrade, that's probably going to be the end of the stream, so it's probably going to be within, like, the next 5 minutes or whatever, but yeah. Where's Deadbull been? He's been busy. I have no idea. Thing is, not everyone needs to show up to every stream. It's one of those things where, like, half these streams I do for myself to get progress done, to have fun. It's kind of a side benefit that people come and watch. Best April Fool's update? I mean, it's the thing, like, permanent stuff like that doesn't work for, like, April Fools. Yeah, I think it, right now, it might, with it being a, daylight saving times for me, it might be a little bit weird, stream times for other people. How much more? 380. 4 more drops. Yeah, I'm not actually planning on doing, like, once I complete this challenge, once I complete every quest on this challenge, I don't really plan on doing too much more on this account. Like, I plan on doing something a little bit different. I feel like this one's getting a little bit boring. Like even just to watch, I feel like. But definitely not really playing it. I like playing it. But like once I get there, it is going to be kind of boring to continue playing it, especially on like future rebirths. There's not really too much of a point. There we go. One more drop. There we go. Oh, and there we go. Antenna level 25. Halfway through the antenna levels for this game. Or for this world, which isn't actually like halfway through the world, but you know, we can pretend. Anyways, that's it for today's stream. I think next week we're probably just going to continue with this. I do kind of have a video idea. I probably will just edit for next week. Actually, no, next week. Oh, wow. Huh. It'll be interesting. One of the things is, like, I know for the Minecraft realm, I've been kind of slacking. I said I was working on recording a video, which I still am kind of working on, but might be a while. But definitely for Ghost Simulator, expect regular content continually. This week or next week, another stream on Monday, and then an update video the next Friday. But yeah, might have a Minecraft video later this week, hopefully. But yeah, when is spring update? Easter update will be next week on Friday, so in about 2 weeks. What's your idea about storage thing for people? I'm not going to talk about that one. I have a good idea. I don't feel like sharing it, which is kind of funny because I feel like a lot of people. I feel like I probably should share it. But yeah, that's the thing. My solution for solving that is I like it, but it's not the best. And it definitely needs to wait until I actually have a planned date for it, because I don't want to share details on it before it's actually planned, because that could be a bad. Anyways, that will be it for this video. I do appreciate you guys coming out. I know this is one of the... this has been a weirder stream than usual, and I don't know why. But yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully next week. Hopefully later this week with a video, but most likely next week. Thank you guys for coming out, and bye.